What you guys got another video on how to create a Windows 11 or Windows 10 image using DISM. So first off, let's take a look at what we've got here. So we've got a Windows 11 install, and you want to make sure that you've got all of the settings done, all your programs that you want to use and install on your image. And then what you want to do is we're going to basically put this image into another partition here. Now, you can create this and store it into another place if you want to, but we're just going to create a folder here, and we're going to call this image, and then this is where our image is going to be stored once we create it with our DISM command. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do here is we are going to start off sysprep, and we're going to sysprep the system, and then we're going to close it down and then boot up to a Windows 11 ISO or Windows 11 USB so we can create our image from there. So let's go ahead and go this PC, C drive, go Windows, and then come down to System 32. And once we get down to the bottom of System 32 here, go in here, and we're looking for sysprep inside here. Now sysprep is a really useful tool to prep the system ready for imaging. So what we're going to do is come down here to where it says sysprep. There we go. And there's a little executable here. So click on this right here. This is the actual system preparation tool. So we're going to leave this on enter system out of box experience, OOBE for short, generalize it, and we're going to put this to shutdown. This will start the sysprep process and get the system ready, and it will then shut down. We will then need to boot to our USB flash drive with Windows 11 on it, or we can boot to an ISO image if we're doing this on a virtual machine. So we'll let the system shut down here. And once this is done, you will need to change the boot order to boot to a USB flash drive or to your ISO if you're doing this on VirtualBox or if you're doing it on a VMware workstation. So we'll let that close down. Now this method's great if you want to deploy your custom .wim file across the network and install it onto other machines. So if you want to do that, you can use this method. So what we're going to do is get in our boot manager and boot to our CD or USB, push enter, and this will start the boot up process to our USB flash drive or ISO image. So we should see this load up here, and you'll see a purple screen pop up. We can push on next here because our language is United Kingdom. That's perfectly fine. And now we want to make sure we hit this one here where it says repair your computer. So let's click on that. And now from here, we're going to choose an option, and we're going to come down to where it says troubleshoot. Here we've got some advanced options we can choose, but we're interested in command prompt here. So let's select that. And there we go. We've got a command prompt open from here. So you can see it says x:\sources. We want to make sure we're checking what our Windows directory is and what our extra partition is where we're going to be storing our image. So we can do C:, here, and we're in the C root directory here, type dir, and we're looking to see whether we're in the right path. So we are, so we know that our C drive is our Windows drive. Sometimes when you're in this environment, it can come up as your D drive, but you just need to check here to make sure this is your Windows directory. You can see program files and stuff like that there. So that's perfectly fine. Push D:, and type dir. And this will now tell us that we are in the right location for our image area where we want to store our image. This is our D drive. Yours letters might be different to mine, so bear that in mind when you're putting the command out. So now we can type DISM /?, and this will give you all of the commands that you can use with DISM. As you can see here, we're looking for the capture image one, and that's right here. And it says capture an image of the drive into a new WIM file. Captured directories include all subdirectories as well, which is exactly what we want, and it will capture all the data as well. So this is exactly what we want for our system. So we're going to type CLS to clear the screen here, and we're going to go back to our C root directory, and we're going to start typing out our command here for our capture. So type out DISM /capture and then -image, And this is telling us that we want to use that command, space / image file. And then we want to tell it a colon, and then we want to put a drive letter in here. This will be your drive letter where you want to store your image. Mine's going to be on our D drive, so I'm going to put :D:, and then we're going to be putting /, and now we need to put the folder where we've got it, which is called image on my system, but yours might be called something else. And now we can call this install.wim. That's what the file is going to be named once it's done. So that's the file going to be put in that location. Go space / capture and then dir, and this is where the directory is, so colon, and this is our C drive because that's where our Windows drive is. So we're going to put C here and then colon and then /. So yours might be different, your letters, but these are what we're going to be using on this particular machine here. Then go space / name colon, and you can give it a name if you want to. We're going to call this win_11. That'll do. And that's it. And once we've done this, we can push enter, and this will start the capturing process of the machine that we've just sysprepped and we closed down. So it's going to now capture that image ready so we can deploy this across the network and install it on other systems, or you can incorporate it into an ISO, which is what I'll show you once we finish capturing the image. So let this take a bit of time here to capture this image, depending on how large your image is. And again, we're just letting this do its thing. It does take a bit of time, so I'll speed this process up. And we are now at 99%. There we go. It's now done, 100%. Okay, so now we've got our image completed. The operation completed successfully. We can change to that directory where we stored that image to make sure the image has been created correctly. So it's our D:, and then enter, and then dir, and we can now change the directory into our image folder to make sure that the file is in here by typing dir, and we now can see there is a file inside here called install.wim, which is the file that we've just created. So now we know it's successfully created our install.wim file. We can now exit out of this, close off the actual command prompt window because we're finished, and we can continue to Windows 11 if we want to. Now, if you stored the install.wim file onto that main drive, you will need to boot to Windows 11. And of course, it will need to go through the installation process because we set off sysprep. I'll skip past that, and we're now back at the desktop. And you should now see inside this PC, we've got our partition here called D, and it's called work. And there's the image. Install.wim is inside there. You can now use this to deploy this across the network and install Windows. And that's it. So if you want to put this into an ISO file, you can do. Let me just quickly show you that as well, so you know exactly how to do it. All you need to do here is go and download AnyBurn. It's a free tool you can download. Click on the download button and download the 64-bit version if you're running 64-bit Windows, which you should be if you're on Windows 11, and click yes to the user account control and agree the terms. Click install, and that is now done. So we can now close that off. And once we've done that, what we need to do is download an ISO file, because we want to inject our install.wim file into that ISO file that we've just downloaded. So I'm going to download a new ISO file here off of Microsoft's website. And we've got this one here, the multi-edition one. So we can click on download. This will validate the request. We can choose our language. You can choose whatever language you like. If you're living in a different country, you can choose a different language. And then this will give us the option to download our ISO. So let's go ahead and download our ISO file. That's now downloaded. And what we can do is open this up in AnyBurn, just like this. So we've got AnyBurn open. We need to go down to edit an image file. And this will open up another window here. And now we can select the image file that we want to use. And we're going to select our ISO that we just downloaded and click open. And now we can click next. And from here, we want to go into the actual ISO here. So go to sources and then look for install.wim, which is what's inside here, which is what's going to be installed on your system. So let's go ahead and select install.wim. And you can remove this and delete it because we don't want to use that install.wim. We want to use our own custom one that we've just created that has all the applications, programs and browsers that you've installed. Now we've done all that, we can now click add, and we can now choose the install.wim file that we created inside this PC, and inside our work partition and image folder you should see your install.wim. Select add, and that's now added. Now remember, this could be quite a big file, so doing it this way will create quite a large ISO file, so you'll probably need to use something like Rufus to be able to install that, because this file has grown in size because we've got a lot of stuff on here. So next we can click on next here, and now we can give it a name. So let's quickly just change this name here. So I'm just going to put custom on the end here, that will do. So just highlight this and just go custom. And there we go. Click on create, and it's going to create that for us. Once we've done this, we can drop this onto our Ventoy bootable drive and then just boot to it and install Windows. Or you can install this across the network if you want to see how to install Windows across the network. I've made videos on that before quite some time ago. I'll probably make some new ones just to show you how it's done for my newer audience. So let's go ahead and let that finish off here. And that's it. You've just created yourself a custom ISO with your own install.wim image in there, and you should have it. This is the install.wim file that we've just copied from our machine. And again, you can create this yourself. It's pretty straightforward and easy to do. Anyway, I think that's going to be about it for this video. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who join my YouTube members group. I appreciate the support, and I shall catch you in the very next video, or I'll catch you on the Discord server for a chat. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.